What else do we have? We get a video announcing this AEW All-Atlantic Championship title. And commentary then explains that there's going to be an international tournament, mostly comprised of international talent that AEW has already signed, but you know, I still love this shit. I love tournament wrestling. You guys know this. It is starting tonight, and it's culminating at Forbidden Door. So they pulled out the brackets. Buddy Matthews and Pac. Buddy Matthews representing Australia. Pac representing Great Britain. Ethan Page representing Canada. Miro representing Bulgaria. Penta Oscuro, Mexico. Malachi Black, the Netherlands. And 2 members of the New Japan roster. As we mentioned earlier, it's going to be Hiroki Goto and Hiroshi Tanahashi. I saw this and I was like, and they showed the belt. The belt is dope as hell. And I'm clapping my hands. I'm going, I love this. I love this. You guys know I like tournament wrestling. I love tournament wrestling. Okay? I'm like, this is cool, right? Can we bring in some caveats now? I think we can. I think here's the thing. I think it is entirely possible to enjoy this idea and still have criticisms about it. It's been a while since I've used this line. Criticism, true criticism, comes from a place of love. You will never criticize something you do not care about. Something you don't like, that you hate, you're just going to shrug it aside. But something that you do like, pro wrestling, tournaments, ideas, whatever, it's fair to criticize it. Criticism does not equate hate. It always, or at least most of the time, it's a representation of love. Because I love this idea, but we're talking about it in the chat a little bit here, and I completely agree. This came out of nowhere. It's like, what? Like they announced Buddy Murphy versus Pac without the tournament around it, right? So to me, this feels slapdash booking, just put together very hastily, very, very quickly. And it's like, we got to do something cool for Forbidden Door. Because I like the idea of doing cool things for Forbidden Door. And this is a cool thing. This guarantees, in my opinion, that we're going to have a fun, interesting match between what am I talking about? Between the talents. And I got confused for a second here. The New Japan guys that are fighting here is not Hiroki Goto and Hiroshi Tanahashi. That's for the interim title. I got confused. We don't know who's fighting for this yet, right? We don't. So it could be New Japan, USA guys. We don't know. Like, we'll see what happens. But it feels like it's slapdash booking. It should have breathed a little bit. That was my criticism about the Owen Hart tournament as well. I felt like the booking, the brackets, just hastily put together. We didn't have time to see the brackets and think about them and, evaluate all that. It really feels like Tony Khan just started putting it together and decided like in one night, okay, guys, we're going to put this to press tomorrow kind of thing. Wow. All right. One of the things I like about the G1, the New Japan Cup, Best of Super Juniors, you get your brackets, you get everything all laid out, and then you have like a week, 10 days where you're looking at the possibilities and you're evaluating and you're making predictions and you're thinking about. That's what's fun about tournament wrestling, right? So now we just jump right into it. It feels rushed. It feels rushed, and that's a shame. And I think it's a testament, I feel, to a lot of booking in AEW these days, where I feel things are just like hastily thrown together. Like Tony has his core group of 5 to 6 dudes where he focuses on those, gives them, very precise stories. And the rest of the stuff is sort of like hastily put together. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it doesn't. And I feel like in this circumstance here, This could have been announced a couple of weeks ago. Let's say, 2-3 weeks ago, you get this bracket pulled up and you see, oh, there's 2 people from New Japan who could it be? And then just the fun of speculating. Speculating is part of the fun of being a pro wrestling fan. And I like it. And like I said, the tournament I like tournament wrestling. Ultimately, for me, it's going to work out. The title, beautiful. Another beautiful title belt that they've put together. It's another title in AEW. It's another title. Now, this reminds me, to a certain degree, when I saw this, the All-Atlantic, and of course the name is weird, right? The name is weird because if you're the All-Atlantic Championship and you're getting people from Japan in on this, I promise you it'll be quicker to fly over the Pacific than it is the Atlantic. Otherwise, if you're going across the Atlantic, you're taking the old spice trade routes, to get there, which I don't think is very efficient. It's a little strange to me. It's a little weird. So I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the title, and I'm like, this is another belt. And at face value, it doesn't bother me to a degree. But I do understand people who have very vivid criticisms. And this is one of the things where I'm like, yo, a lot of you need to chill the fuck out. But there are a lot of titles in AEW now. And I also get the argument of you're giving us stakes. You're happy having these matches happen and there's stakes to them. So that adds drama. It adds to the storytelling. I completely agree. That's why I love tournament wrestling. I'm all okay with that. I think there is a saturation point when it comes to titles. And I think AEW is it circling the drain, or is it really close to the drain, or is it in the drain? I think the next few months will be very telling, because right now, you have the World Championship, right? You have the tag team titles, if we're talking for the men right now. World Championship, tag team titles, TNT title. Then you have the Ring of Honor tag titles, the TV title, and the Pure title. They're all showing up on TV. That's 6. You have Adam Cole, who's running around with his belt, which is not really a title, but let's just keep the image, right? The picture of someone with a championship belt on their shoulder. So that's 7 titles that are frequently appearing on TV. And then occasionally, FTR might pop up with the AAA titles. We haven't seen those in a while. But, you've got easily 6 belts hanging around TV for that are being contested, challenged for on AEW. Then you have, on the women's side, you have the World Women's and the TBS, right? I'm all for I enjoy titles, I enjoy tournaments, I enjoy stakes, but I also enjoy when your titles are meaningful, when they mean something. And I think that too many titles on TV eventually is diminishing returns, because then you don't know what titles to care for. Which ones are more important? Why is this one being featured? Because that's what's going on with the TNT title right now. Why is the Ring of Honor TV champion on TV, on Dynamite, more than the TNT champion? That's a fair question. I think that's absolutely fair. So, and on the women's side, well, that's a whole other yarn as well. But, Britt Baker lost the world championship, but she's still walking around with the title on her shoulder. So she still looks like a champion. So who are the champions? Who are they? Who are we pushing forward here? What are we, what titles are going to be important in the long run? And I think there is such a thing as diminishing returns, and we're really, really close. Everyone's making the CMLL joke, and we're not even close to that. But I think everyone with a belt, if everyone walks around with a belt, then I think it ultimately hurts the contenders. It hurts people who don't have one, and it hurts the people who have the more prestigious ones. I think that's part of the equation here. Now, I said that this reminded me of the old NWA International title, WCW NWA International title, which had been set up when they had their partnership with New Japan, and it was an NWA title that was defended between WCW/NWA and New Japan. Now, if this is something that they want to test the waters on, and that the title could be won in Japan and defended like in on Japanese soil without any AEW talent, why couldn't this end up, for a couple of months on a New Japan card where it's just New Japan guys fighting each other, and then all of a sudden, whoop, come over. And then I think that has value. I think maybe this was done as a construction, as something to create a bridge between the two companies, cement a relationship in the long run. And that vision makes sense to me if that's what they want to do. If they want to extend, they being AEW, if they want to extend their relationship once they're able to go to Great Britain, for instance, and they want to fight some local guys there, and then leave the title there. Have it fought in, I don't know, Rev Pro, Progress. Rev Pro has a relationship with New Japan, so why couldn't that be extended to AEW? All that kind of stuff. I think that the All-Atlantic title has more value if it is less seen on AEW TV, defended elsewhere, and then eventually pops back up, and then people are like, oh yeah, let's bring this title back, and that's cool kind of thing. Plus it's the business aspect of it could have you say, smart move, establishes AEW as a true international company. I like it. It's just good stuff. I think there's some positives, but there are potential black holes here that are there that you need to swerve around,